I'm not letting it go that Guthrie for NBC was doing the work of the DNC last night, acting like a total hack. I'm not just going to let this go. The questions that were asked included not only why don't you denounce white supremacy when he does, and he's done it a million times, and we're all sick of being asked the same question, but beyond that, she even got into, I think she asked him about QAnon? Play 13.
Just this week, you retweeted to your 87 million followers a conspiracy theory that Joe Biden orchestrated to have SEAL Team 6, the Navy SEAL Team 6, killed to cover up the fake death of bin Laden. Now, why would you send a lie like that to your followers? You retweeted
That was a retweet. That was an opinion of somebody, and that was a retweet. I'll put it out there. People can decide for themselves. I don't take a position.
You're not like someone's crazy uncle who can just retweet whatever.
That was a retweet. And I do a lot of retweets. And frankly, because the media is so fake and so corrupt, if I didn't have social media, I don't call it Twitter, I call it social media, I wouldn't be able to get the word out. And the word is false. And you know what the word is? The word is very simple. We're building our country stronger and better than it's ever been before. And that's what's happening, and everybody knows it.
Yeah, you know what's at the top of the minds of all the American people right now during a COVID pandemic and everything else? Did Trump retweet something? I didn't even see this. I don't even remember this. But look, lady, retweets do not equal endorsement. We all know that. All you have to do is go into the feeds of all these journalists, too. Look at the things that they're retweeting. They're constantly anti-Trump, constantly showing that they're Democrats. But they'll say, it's retweets do not equal endorsements. Well, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. How about that one? But I'm sorry, it wasn't just he also was asked about QAnon. That was actually the Navy SEAL conspiracy. I got my conspiracy questions, but it's fine. Doesn't matter. Same idea. She asked about the QAnon thing, too. And Trump ended up saying something like, I don't like pedophilia. It's bad. So can we just all agree on that? She's like, oh, why would you go? The whole thing was a mess. It was a mess. And here we also got to the transition of power question. Another, these are all left-wing attacks with a question mark at the end. It's like, why are you the worst person ever? Question mark. That's what they do. Why are you the worst human being to ever say this thing? So here he is on the transition of power thing, 14.
They talk about the peaceful transfer, right? They spied on my campaign and they got caught, and they spied heavily on my campaign, and they tried to take down a duly elected sitting president, and then they talk about, will you accept a peaceful transfer? And the answer is yes, I will. But I want it to be an honest election, and so does everybody else. When I see thousands of ballots dumped in a garbage can and they happen to have my name on it, I'm not happy about that.
Okay, but just those are there is in fact no evidence of widespread fraud, and you were sowing doubt about our democracy.
How can you say that? You do read newspapers.
I do.
You do watch the news.
Yes,
I know you read the news, but you watch it.
I do.
Because every day they're talking about ballots that are corrupt, that are fraudulent.
And millions that are being processed right now.
Sure, but you can win a race. Take a look at me. You can win a race by 1%.
But there's not fraud. Yeah, but he's also talking about the inherent errors in the system. When you add the mess ups to the actual cases of fraud that we do know exist, you don't need a lot to cause a big problem for the election. And notice that they went from 2 months ago, it was, oh my gosh, he's shutting down the post office, he's cheating, and Russian disinformation. They constantly talk about how Trump is undermining institution and faith in our elections. And then they do the very same thing and pretend like they weren't complaining about it themselves. It's impossible to argue with these people. It's like dealing with bratty children that won't listen to anything you say. They just want what they want, and if you don't give it to them, they're going to throw SpaghettiOs in your face. That's it. That's our journalist cadre. That's what we have to deal with every day. Oh, my gosh, she was the worst. I've always thought she was the worst. I mean, among these journotypes, these people that are on like the Today Show and stuff, you know. Are you a journalist or are you like a game show host? Oh, really, you ask the question. Are you a journalist or a game show host? Are you supposed to be really smart or are you supposed to be likable? Oh, I'm just like the guy or the girl next door. Everyone likes me. What is this? Are you in entertainment or are you in news and information? Are you opinion or they don't have it? It's just whatever works, whatever gets the big checks to clear and unfortunately convinces the low information voter what to do. It's troubling, but we see all of this. Speaking of low information voters, Joy Behar still has ideas. She has ideas about things. She wants to give medical advice, to the president and everybody else around him. Play 22, please.
So we figured out how herd immunity would work. I'll tell you how it is. So you need to have 60% of the population have to get it in order for it to even be in the ballpark. And some doctors say it doesn't even work. So we have 330 million people in this country. So that means 198 million would have to get the virus. Okay, that's 60%. And out of that group, 2% would die. That would be almost 4 million people. So I say to Americans, are you willing to die for this man? Are you willing to die for this virus? And imagine the hospitals. We thought that they were overcrowded in April and May. Can you imagine if you have 198 people with the virus in this country? So this herd immunity is an outrageously stupid idea, and they should stop talking about it altogether. The only thing that's going to help us at this point is get rid of this guy and get a vaccination, period.
She's a moron. I really mean that. Vaccination creates herd immunity, you total imbecile. And now, I don't like to be mean. I mean, she's clearly a person with a low, mid 2-digit IQ. But listen, Behar, you take vaccinations to give herd immunity because not everybody gets the vaccination. And the vaccination doesn't even work for everybody. And herd immunity doesn't mean no one ever gets this, no one ever dies from this. Herd immunity, which is what you try to achieve with things like measles and chickenpox, means there's a high enough level of protection in the community that it is very limited spread when it comes up because it has very few hosts to jump to. It's not a panacea, but just remember that. She's telling you, we got to get rid of them. We got to herd immunity. No, herd immunity is the goal, even with a vaccine, you utter lib morons on The View. Read a book, not Harry Potter. Read an actual book. Hey, Team Buck, thank you so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you like this video, please click that little thumbs up button so then it will log as liked. And also, if you want to see more great content from The First, please click subscribe.